been a long time. Hmm. The second quarter is really looking busy for me, so nobody should kind of blame me. I'm loving it though because busy is good. Busy means you have things you get in your hands in, professionally, family, personal stuff. So there's been a lot of beautiful things happening and some other things not so beautiful, but like Job will say, should we receive the good things when they come from God and we say, oh, thank God, and when some other things doesn't look good, we're like, oh, God is bad. No, everything works together and it just makes life good. So let's move to how you doing? How you doing? And how is the practice of the Chinese coming? I hope we've been practicing. It's been a while. I think the first time I spoke in the second quarter, this might be the second time though, but early August? No, no. I think my last class was the 31st of July. I don't think I've published anything in this August. I'm not so sure because I pretty know I've been busy in August. I've not had the opportunity of doing anything. If I did, then I'm surprised myself because I can't remember. Okay, so this like my first class since this new month. And honestly, August is busy for me. August is busy for me. I will have to squeeze out time to be able to make August work. But I enjoy this when I have the opportunity to, and that's because I've told us already, this language has opened vistas and vistas for me. One of the things keeping me busy has been I've been doing some kind of translation work between somebody who would like to buy something in China and the Chinese seller, and I've had to do the back and forth, the misunderstanding in the contract, the misunderstanding in um, their conversation, and trying to make sure that everybody is on the same page before um, the deed is done. Now, this may even take me to China. I don't know when exactly, but the possibility is there. And what I'm hoping is that if I do go, I've always spoken about that video I'm going to do to show, but it's just that I'm still looking for how I'm going to merge it, but I'm sure somebody will help me. I'll just do some sideness of maybe the market scene and how I communicate. Somebody will do that filming for me, or maybe I'll be the one even filming myself if I can, and then publish it so that you can see how practical and beautiful language can be. Language is not about games. Language opens the vista for people to feel like your family. It's a beautiful thing. Honestly, I wish I'm a polyglot. I wish I understand more languages than just the Chinese, but I'm grateful for just the Chinese. So in the last class, we did lesson 9, where we spoke about changing of money. See, this is the situation we are in right now in the business I'm doing, trying to mediate and, be like the middleman between the Nigerian buyer and the Chinese seller, and a contract that is quite reasonable. So you can imagine how that will work. So it's a lot of things going on. So, and it's about changing money. It's about which bank you will use, letter of credit, and all those plenty grammar that I'm even learning in contract. So we already did this last time. So I'm not going to give bore us with the Michael and the Mary discussion. Good afternoon. Going to the library. Would you go or not? I'm not going. I'm going to the bank to change money. That's just what I've read in the first two sentences. Then the second one is now in the bank. Hey, miss, want to change money? Oh, how much are you changing? Oh, sorry, what are you changing, Shema? What are you changing? I'm changing into yuan, Chinese yuan, which is a renminbi. How much would that be? $200. And say, okay, please wait a while. And then, oh, take your money and please count. And, oh, it's correct. Thank you. Don't be too polite. Thank you very much, too. So we said we are going to do the new words in this episode because the last time we just spoke about the conversation. I spoke all those in Chinese, but I've just decided to speak it in English. But let me just do a quick rephrasal. Mali, which is Mary, is saying, 下午我去图书馆，你去不去？ which is usually like, are you going or not? Ni chu bu chu. Wo bu chu. Wo yao chu yin han huan chen. Not going to the bank to change money. Now at the bank. Michael with the cashier. Xiaojie is Miss. Xiaojie wo huan chen. Ni huan shema chen. What money are you changing into? Wo huan renminbi, which is the Chinese yuan. I'm changing into. I would like to change into the Chinese money. How much are you changing or exchanging? $200. Okay, please wait a while. After a while, said, okay, please. Shensha means Mr. So Shensha, that's Mr. Um, here's your money. Please count. Gini Chen, Shinshushu, Duila, Xie. It's correct. Thank you. Bokachi. So now to the new words. Xiawu Hao. Xiawu means good afternoon. I did told us, I think at the early time of the class, we have Shangwu. Shangwu means morning. And that morning is like, say, from sometime around 8 o'clock to like late morning. You can say almost 11:55, right? Or 11:59. So that's Shangwu. But when you wake up like around 5, you're in the busy Lagos, you don't use Shangwu. Although if you use it, they will understand. But you use Zao Shan. Zao Shan means really early. So for those early people that go to work, say Zao Shan Hao means good morning as well, but it means really early morning. Shangwu means good morning as well, but kind of the mid morning to the late morning. Then Xiawu is afternoon. Xiawu is after morning. So Wu there means noon. So if it were noon, say 12 o'clock at the dot, it's going to be Zhongwu. Zhongwu at the middle, Zhongwu. So, but after 12 o'clock, 12:01 is now Xiawu. So you can see Zhongwu has to be precise. If you have a meeting, Zhongwu, 12 noon. Just like in English, take 12 noon. So that's the same thing. So you can see here the word Shangwu, Xiawu, morning. Tushugua means library. Yao, we said it before, it means want or wish. Huan, to change or to exchange. Xiaojie means miss. Yin Ye Yuan means a shop employee or cashier in the bank, because if you're changing money, you're either at the bank or maybe bureau de change. So cashier. Then renminbi is RMB, which is like the Chinese yuan, but when you say it not officially, like if you for example, we say 30K. 30K is not an official language for 30,000 naira, but when I say 30K, you understand 5M, people know it's 5 million. So that's the same way renminbi is. It's just what you say, it's like a slang. Then you have renmin. Renmin means people. Then bai means 100. Qin means 1,000. Iqian, for example, if I say Iqian, it means 1,000. Ibai means 100. One means 10,000. Then Mei Yuan is US dollars. Bangbi, Gambi is Hongkongese dollars. No, Hongkongese have their own dollars. So when you say sorry, it's Gambi, because it's the third tone, Gambi. So I have to be careful of the tone. Gambi is Hongkongese yuan. You have the Ru yuan, which is the Japanese yuan, the Japanese yen, and O yuan, that is euro. Deng means to wait. Yihuer means a little while or a moment. And Shensha means Mr. or Sir. Shu means to count. So these are the new words. So what new words did we learn today? We learned Xiao. When you put Hao at the end of Wu, it's good afternoon. So, but Xiao is just afternoon. When you put Hao, it means good afternoon. Xiao, Shangwu, Tushuguan, Yao, Huan, Xiaojie, Yingye Yuan, Renminbi, Renmin, Bai, Qian, Wan, Mei Yuan, Gambi, Ri Yuan, Hou Yuan, Deng, Yihuar, Xianshan, Xu. So those are the new words we learned today. These words will come in the next one, because it's progressive. As we move from greetings, we move to classroom, we move to teachers, we move to this. So now we are here. So we talked about money. The next one will just be, first we talked about buying something. Now we talked about changing money. It's just a day-to-day thing that we'll do depending on the kind of business you're doing. We've virtually spoken or discussed around some of those things. So those new words are very, very important. Now, these notes here are things that, just explaining that when you use Shensha is to address a man, Xiaoji is to address an unmarried woman because it's Miss, not Mrs. So, um, then there are other explanations they need to give about the phonetics and all that. So we're here where we're talking about pronunciations and tones, which are to do with shang, xia, hui, guo, qi, lai, chu, jin, xu, huan, jing, shuo, du, xie, yi, jiang, jie, wen, da, wen, da, lian. So 换钱to change money. 饭钱 food money. 美元 dollar. 每年 every year. 先生 Mr. 山上 the top of the mountain. 客气 polite. 可气 kind of be rude. Something about being rude. It's close to that. 兑换 兑换 means like exchange rate, because if I say 兑换6 means exchange rate, but 兑换 means like exchange from was naira to dollar exchange. 兑换 to change, like if you're probably frying something to turn it the other way. Then 一半 iban means generally. 一般般 iban generally. 一般 means common. It's normal. 一般 means common. So those are just some of the words. These are pinyin, but I've been able to just give it. But if I see it in character, who knows? It might just be different from what I've just said. But based on the tones, Shan is mountain, so I could tell that this is mountain top. So those are some of the things. Yo shiho means sometimes. 去银行换美元，去商店买东西，找零钱500元，展览馆。That should be like a sport something. I'm not so sure which sport that is. 很好看 okay, this is beautiful. 开玩笑 joking. 没关系 no problem. 有意思 interesting. So just looking at the characters and knowing the tones, I could tell what the words mean. And you just continue with that. That's why the textbook is important. I've said it severally. If you need a textbook, it's a soft copy. I already got them. I could send to you. So aside from the conversational part we study, you could see the different words and get to practice more. That is, if we really want to practice. Then now we are in the read and learn. Now these are all ands. It shows how familiar you are with the Chinese character and the new ones. This one, for example, is Geni, to give you. Geiwo, give me. Geita, give him. Why not her? Because the character of this star here does not have the new. You know the new character. It doesn't have it. It has the male character, so we know it's a male. Then Geni men, give them. That's I won't say give them, I'll say give you guys, because Nimen does not include me. If I say woman, it means all of us. But if I say Nimen, I'm excluding myself, but I know you are much. But if I say woman, I've added myself into it. Then gay tamen, give them, and they are all males. Then gay lao sure, give the teacher. Ibai, liangbai, sambai, wubai, liubai, babai. Jintian xiao, this afternoon, today's afternoon, that's this afternoon. 明天下午 tomorrow afternoon. 星期三 Shao, Wednesday afternoon. Because we've talked about it. So these are new words. You can see they are not new because we've studied them previously. So if you're familiar with the words, when you see them, you would know. So now this is another conversation that is purely Anzi, no pinyin. So he said, Xianshan, this Xianshan, the new word we have read. Xianshan, ni yao huan qian. Then B say, ni huan shama qian. 我换500 no 我换5万 yes 5万白元5万by is 100 1 is 10 that's about 5 million 我换5万白 oh sorry that's wrong sorry 我换5万日元 so what is trying to say is changing 50,000 Japanese yen 日元我换5万日元 the renminbi so it's changing this 50,000 Japanese yuan to Chinese yuan 请等一会儿小姐给你钱请出去 then 对了谢谢不客气 that's for pure Anzi. Now we are coming to the pinyin side. I'm going to say 你换什么钱我换人民币请等一会儿给你钱谢谢 because he didn't say I should shoo, so I can't say it's correct. Give me the money, I just say thank you. 不客气 now they say 不去 this one is that was like the first one where you say watch I can say 我去图书馆我去学校你去不去不去我去银行 now from the B side 我换人民币 so it means you're already at the bank so if you're going say okay 我去银行 so you're like 小姐我要换钱 say 你换什么钱 say 我换人民币 then it's like 请等一会儿先生给你钱谢谢 so these are some of the conversations that goes ability to memorize new words ability to be able to even if you can't write them now the computer makes it easy if you know the pin you know the tone let me tell you something so there was a day I was writing something to the Chinese guy I was sending a message and so I had to type in Chinese now I was going to say just now and just now has a character I know the character but I was so fast I decided the character I typed was like do ganda to do something that was a character that I typed the person understood what I was saying because I just wanted to tell the person I just got to the office so I was using I do the office so but the person understood what I was trying to say so what he did was he replied me and replied the same thing oh you just got to the office so I saw the character and then I looked at because ordinarily you should have said oh really but for him to have repeated this I quickly looked at the character I typed and then realized that the character I typed was the wrong character so these things happen because it comes up you have to choose so if the person wasn't somebody I know and he understood what we're discussing say I was in the market and I make a mistake in the translation if it's a business deal, I could send a wrong message that could either chase the investors or increase the amount or just cause a flop. So language is interesting, but one has to be very careful. And that's why I still practice new words. I still memorize new words. I still forget words and I try to tell my environment to help me. Sometimes I have to use sentences to explain a word. It's crazy, right? Like today I was beckoned upon by the contractor. He asked me that they would like to change some material. They had the material they had submitted earlier, but because of importation and all that, they want to change the material. Whether that's true or false, not my business, but that's the reason again. And it was like, what is the procedure? I said, the procedure, you have the right to change, but your new material, you need to write and put in the catalog. Now, I forgot the Chinese name for catalog. It was supposed to be, the catalog was supposed to be called Champion. champion shoe or champion burger or something like that. I was supposed to write it, but I forgot absolutely what it was. I was trying to explain it, so I had to tell him, you know, that thing they put all the products you want to buy in that book. He understood what I was saying. So he now told me the name of that thing. So sometimes that is how I learned some of those good words and everything and everything and everything. So I can't tell you I'm a pro, but it's just that by God's grace, I'm good enough with what I'm doing to do the little things I'm doing. But I'm not settling. I'm trying to still build on and, humble myself to still learn because I've seen the benefits. Like I just told you, I could be lucky to travel this period because of this particular mediation I'm doing and trying to interpret, something else. You have to check multiple streams and see how you could deploy yourself into all the talents and giftings God has given you. So language is a skill, and you can learn by yourself and see how you can learn. Thank God the internet is there. You can always learn from. It doesn't have to be from me alone. You can learn from anywhere, but as much as possible, learn. That's the thing. As much as possible, learn. Learn the new words. Get used to them. Even if you don't want to write. If you ask me to write Chinese character, I'm crazy, but I can type and I'll bring it out. And who wants me to write now? Am I writing exams? No. Even if I'm writing the exam, they probably will need me to use the system. And everything has gone digital. So I just memorize the PIN, knows the character I'm looking for, and that's it. So that's it for lesson 9. The next class will be handling lesson 10. I hope I was able to touch one or two things, and we should see ourselves in the next lesson. Thank you so much, and bye for now.